Hey traders, Parker here with a quick video on the sector rotator model indicator. Right now, what I want to pay attention to are the labels. And as you can see, you have staples in the green and you have energy in the yellow, which means energy is coming up. It's coming back from its 5-day downtrend. And everything else is still pretty much red, and you still have materials in the materials, utilities, and gold still in the red. In the green, I apologize. They're in the green because their 3 months is still up. All the other ones, they're 5-day, 1 month, and 3 month are all down. While energy is 3 months is up and it's 5 days up, but on the month it's still down. That's why it's yellow. We got the VIX here still ultra high. That's why it's magenta. I need to make it a different color so it stood out from all the other sectors. You have energy still considered a downtrend, but it's actually moving up. If you look right here, so on right now I say I was set for 5 days, but I'll go ahead and change that to a 1 day so we can see what it really reflects for today. What we're looking at is the SPY. Right now I have a ton of stuff on it. I'm gonna go ahead and remove all my drawings off of it. And that's not what I was looking for. So we're going to clear drawing set. There we go. Those are all the drawings away from it so we can see it a lot more clear. The indicators I have on the screen are my volume profile contrast. And I have the supply demand indicator as well. Fractal supply demand indicator all at the top. And you can see right here, it's actually created a demand zone from this candle right here, and it pushed it all the way over here. And you can see how the SPY stopped Friday dead on it. It's sitting right there on that supply zone. And you can see right here that this candle, even though it dropped below that, demand zone, even though the candle dropped below the demand zone, it popped right back up and created a hammer candle. And if you remember from my previous video, I talked about candlestick Japanese candlesticks by Steven Nielsen. His books, I think it's the charting Japanese candlesticks, but he talks about the hammer candle. He talks about the stock actually hammering out a place of support. So the best thing to look for is a price being above 415.89. Or this high is 415.92 is actually the high for today. So, and you look right here, this is the current volume profile, while these boxes up here are the previous volume profiles. So we're probably going to run to this area right here, and it's probably going to slow down if SPY is able to get it back up and into the box. And this is the previous point of control for April, and this will be the point of control for March. So it broke through that, and now it's on its way up. Hopefully it's on its way up. But everybody's concerned about the FOMC meeting on Wednesday to decide whether they're going to raise rates, 0.75 or 0.50%? So, but you can see energy in the downtrend. SPY is divergence against the VIX. So the VIX is actually coming down while the SPY is making its way up. And this VIX is still considered an uptrend because it's above its average, and it was still momentum. The minimum was still to the upside, even though today it's turning downward. And SPY is still considered a downtrend because of just the way it's been going, and it's still below its average as well. And it takes a few days for a trend to be confirmed in the opposite direction. You got a divergence offensive, which means the offensive stocks is coming up, and you have the defensive stocks continuing to go come down. This purple magenta line, while the blue line is the offensive stocks. And even though it says downtrend, offensive, same reason, is below its average, and it just takes a few days for the trend to be confirmed. And we still got the downtrend in defensive. And this was the last fractal low of 435.61. I'm imagining, I'm pretty sure it's going to be another one printed out here in a little while. But this is what it really needs to overcome as well. This fractal high, 429.64. And that's going to play another role of resistance as well. And you can see these past areas of the volume profile. So let's go over to today. And let's check out. Right now, this is the same indicator, my volume profile with the previous days. And this is last week. I have it set for a week. So this is last week's point of control up here at 420. And you can see how this long volume node made that out. And this purple line is just the VWAP. And this blue line is the pre-market high. The white line is the market open. The purple line is previous day's close. And the red line that you can't see up here is Friday's high. And this yellow line is the pivot. The pivot is created with the high, low, and close of last week divided by 3. And that's how you get the pivot. And this is low right here. It's the low of last week. And everything pretty much sold off. And then you got this huge rebound right here in this area right here. Exactly where, not exactly where, but where you had this area of demand. And if I redo my drawings, I found this area on a weekly chart. This it looks very different in this demand area on a weekly chart. And where you see this pink lines right here, that's actually a gap. It's a gap on the weekly. So we have that gap right there that we hopefully never it's not gonna feel, but actually goes back up. And for my fibs right now, we actually hit that 100% and came down to the 110%. And then we got our bounce back up. And right now it's hitting that 90 right here. One of the other things, how we see the staples is green right now, we can actually go over here to the scan, and I already have it in there. Consumer staples. I showed you this on the last video, I believe. But you just go to the industry. Staples is still green, so we can go to consumer staples. And I'm going to select all staples. And this is pretty much what it got back. I can't remember the YouTuber guy, but he's a fan of Oatly. It hasn't been around more than 252 days. That's why it's all in black. And anything that says NaN or returns a non-value, it's going to be at the top of the list. But PPC is the one that I wanted to look at. If you look across the board, it's up 7.1% on the 5-day, 16% on the month, and 4% on the 3-month. So what we're going to do is go to PPC. But before I go to PPC, I just wanted to show you, after I changed everything to the 1-day and see where everything is, you can see our defensive is still down 13% for the day. SPY is up 0.6%. Bitcoin is down -0.7%. And retail is up 3%. Materials, which one had the greatest change for today? Let's see, 3. That's semiconductors. I did see semiconductors in the news. So our offensive sector had the greatest percent, and that's overall from materials to industrials to technology to consumer, discretionary, retail, financials, and travel. That's all makes up the offensive, and it's up 24%, and that's been reflected here as well, right here. And Dow Jones is up 0.32 on the day, and S&P futures is up 15% on the day. So that's great for the stock market. But where's the Nasdaq? Nasdaq is up 1.25. So hopefully we get a turnaround this week, and we have an up week this go around. But like I said, everybody's waiting for Wednesday. So let's go check out PPC. Here we are with PPC as part of the consumer staple sector. It's Pilgrim's Pride. I'm familiar with the company really just from the chicken products. I don't know what other products they actually serve, but I got rid of the sector rotation and everything. I wanted to show you this other indicator. It's called the Better DMI. But we're let's look at this real quick, and as you can see right now, PPC is headed into all this big area of resistance, and you can see how it's trying to fight above right now. And if you look in the after hours, it's the bid is at 28, the ask is 29.95. So right now, I don't have anything on here, but I want to find the last pivot low and pivot high. I think this 26 is going to be too low, so I'm just going to grab it from this high to this low and see where we can travel to next. So this low is 2023. While this high, last swing high, is 29.50. So looking at it like this, it's above its previous month's point of control. And so that means it's out of the box or out of last month's box. And it's moving up, and it's actually above its current box as well. So you can see it right there. So the current value area high for this month is 29.13, and it closed out at 29.26. So it's on its way up. So we're going to look for a break above 95.50. I'm going to put in an alert. 29.50. And I'm going to set one of my special custom alarms for it. So this breaks above, but most definitely I'll be looking at it tomorrow, just because it's strength from the scan, from the RS scan that we did. So let's go back to it, and this was demand. So this last area of demand, it actually came into this area of demand, bounce from here, shot up, bounce, and now it's going up. So the next target, let's see, where will our next target be? Thinkorswim, come on, push back. Normally it jumps, I think, and it's probably because I have it on 3 years. So I'll give it a second. And so 110 is at $30.43. And let's see if it's gonna bounce for me. Nope, it's not gonna bounce. So I'm just looking for other targets, higher targets for this. So the next one after that is 31.69, and it's not telling me the next one, but that's fine. But this is one I'm going to be on the lookout for tomorrow to try and take a place in. It's still up, and its relative strength was still in the 90 something. But the indicator down here is better DMI. You can see it right here. It creates a cloud from the range that you select. Right now, I have it set for 21. So it's looking at the highest point of 21, the highest high of 21, and the lowest point of a 21 period. And then from there, it creates a range, and it can alert you to what direction the stock is going into and how strong, like the ADX shows you, strong the trend. If you look right here, you can see how this positive, the cyan is positive, the pink is negative. But you can see right here, as it was going down, you can see the trend was decreasing as well, while it's still in the green or in the cyan. But once this it started peaking up once it got into the red, and it is showing you how strong the trend was. And if you look right here, I have it set like the RSI with the 70, the 50, and the 30. And I consider anything that's below 30 a very weak trend. But anything moving into the between the 50 and 30, I'm not going to call it neutral, but if it's moving up, you can pretty much consider it the trend is going to be in that direction. As it goes higher, the stronger the trend. And you can look right here with these candles right here, you can see how strong the trend, the downward trend got stronger. And as the trend decided it was going to, change directions, you can see the cloud is still red, but the trend is getting weaker. It's weakening. The negative downtrend is weakening, and once it crossed below 50, it went ahead and turned around, and you can see how the trend changed for it being in the cyan, and it actually became positive, and the trend got stronger. Even though it made a small downward move, you can see here with the trend, it crossed below 70 but never crossed below 50, and it went right back, and it's going right back up. I call it the better DMI. And it'll be available once I'm able to put the signals in there. But I just wanted to debut with this stock right here. And we can go to the daily and look at it. Like I said, I have mine set for my volume profile set for the week. And this is last week's right here. So it's still in the box for last week, but it's getting ready to cross above it. And once it crosses above 29.50, like we marked out, we'll be looking for entry or possibly entry for tomorrow. But I want to play it above 29.50 and wait for a bounce when it comes back down to 25.50, then try and take an entry into it. This is the current day, and its point of controls here for the current week. While its value area high is down here, and its value area low is down here, and value area high is up here. So we can go back to the scan, and it looks like the scan actually updated. So I'm going to run it one more time, and we can see right now, excuse me, if we're looking at the RS, it seems like it's froze. Let me check this out. Okay, let's look at the next one. We're looking at BG. BG, I'm not familiar with BG. Bungie Unlimited. No idea what this is or what the company does. Its RS number is 70 something. And joint venture. So renewable fuel feedstock joint venture. Price target to 120 from 98. So it probably got an upgrade, and they're raising. Yeah, it got an upgrade. They're raising their price targets, but it's already 120. I guess they had a 98 one, but that's Bungie Unlimited. And excuse me, you can see how the trend right here, it's come down, and it actually turned negative, but the trend is kind of weak. So it's in the negative, but the trend is weak. So it could be it can have a move up, and here's the fractal area. The last fractal low is at 112.47. Right now we are at 115. So, but the biggest problem with this, it has no volume. And that was the other thing I should have looked at with BG. Even though its average volume is above 2 million, today they haven't enough volume. And it's been in a downtrend. The last 5 days have been in a downtrend, but the month and the 3 month is up. So MDVL, is that Marvel? MDVL. If you don't remember my last video, the only reason why I'm looking at this one is because it's white. The white ones in the RS, even though it's very low, it's oversold. It's oversold, but the 5 day is above the 20. The 5 day move average is above the 21 move average. So MDVL could present an opportunity. MDVL. So I was wrong. It's not Marvel. MDVL Holdings Inc. Where are we? It's way down, and it's a penny stock. And we're not gonna give that one any more attention. Yeah. So let's find something else. So BG USFD. So looking at this one, It ran into this resistance up here, this huge area of supply. But is it sitting right here? Yeah, it came back to this fractal low. And I probably need to make that a little less, more clear so we can actually see the price. So it created a hammer candle. So this is a hammer candle. So we'll be looking for something above here. So this high today was 3806. And day volume was only 1 million. I'm not really interested in that. I guess I should have pushed my volume up to get a better response. So if it didn't at least have 5 million on today, okay. So let's look at Blue Apron. Even though that crap still popped back up, but Blue Apron is one I'm familiar with from March 20 when it made its big run. And it's coming up from a bad slump. And what was its relative value? I mean, relative strength, 10. And it's gray. So the 5 day is not above the 21, which is the week average. Is not above the monthly average. But we do have a turn here. But it could wind up being something like this, where it just had this small uptrend. But you can see how the trend was weak to begin with. And as soon as it turned right back into the negative. So we'll have to wait for confirmation on this one. And really once it gets back above its 50 on this 50% retracement on the Fibonacci. So what is that, 415? Right now it's sitting at 412. So after hours is actually going up. So it'd be something that I'm looking for. And you can see it had this triangle. So if Blue Apron to me is a breakout, as long as it can hold 415, it's 50% retracement. So it'd be something I'll be looking at as well. So I'm gonna put 425. Create that alert. But this is just a short video I wanted to do on the market and to show you this new indicator, the Better MACD. And once I'm done with it, I'll do a solo video for itself. But we can go back to the SPY. And we can look at it after hours. It just pushed up. And I'm going to get rid of the VTL. And it really was grayed out like that because of these, because this huge demand zone I have right here. But it's gonna need to overcome this old demand zone, which is now working as a supply zone because it broke down below it. So hopefully tomorrow it'll be back above 415. I know the guy, what's his name? Meet Kevin. Talked about this area right here. This 415, I believe. But that's the end of this video. I hope that you've got something out of this, and look forward to the next video. And I appreciate you guys watching my videos, and I appreciate you guys for subscribing. And if you're interested in anything, leave me some feedback in the comments. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I wish you the best and stay safe in the markets. God bless. Have a good night.